Morning everyone, it's Sunday today and look at the state of my hair. I've just been out for our early morning Sunday walk, which was in Torquay today, but I didn't actually vlog it because we've got like a horrible sort of sea mist fog thing going on, so it wasn't particularly pleasant. Anyway, I'm going to make some breakfast now and then I'll show you what we're getting up to today and what I'm eating today. For my breakfast today, I've got bacon with all the fat removed, free on Slimming World, 2 eggs fried in Frylight, which are free on Slimming World, some potatoes which are cooked in the oven, they've just got a bit of Frylight over them, so they are free. I've got Speedy Kale and Speedy Mushroom. I'm really loving this book again actually at the minute. I got this out the drawer because I'd put them all away and I was having a flick through it whilst we were away, and actually Martin had a look through it, so I said to him, please will you choose a couple of dinners. So I did the one last night which was delicious, which was the chili wedge. I can't remember what they call it, hang on a minute, I'll look it up. It was really nice though. Where's it gone? La, la, la. I do this though with cookbooks. I buy them and I look through them and I go, wow, that looks good, and then I don't actually cook anything from them, and it's a shame. I'm not going to be able to find it now. I think it was called Nacho Style Chili or something like that. It was in my yesterday's vlog. Anyway, it was really nice. And this one, let me show you the actual recipe. So that is the Caribbean pepper pot stew. Now I wouldn't normally choose something like this, but Martin chose this one and I've got it going in the slow cooker and it smells divine. I'll show you it now. So I'm just going to leave this to cook away all day and I'll show you it later when we eat it for our dinner. Yeah, so I'm planning to do more from this book over the coming weeks, and I'll show you which ones I do, but it was quite interesting to let Martin choose them because I tend to go for the same things all the time, and I know already I'm going to absolutely love this stew that's in the slow cooker because it just smells divine and it's using up some of my spices and things that I like to buy. And you know, sometimes you buy like one thing for a recipe and then you don't use a great deal of it, so it's good. It'll make me try a few different things. I just thought, I've spent all morning tidying up my clothes, sorting them out. I've put some aside to go to the charity shop and some to put on eBay, and I've also been working, but there's a little bit of time before lunch. I just thought I'd answer a couple more of the questions that you all very kindly sent me. One question I think I'm going to make a whole video on actually, because it's my top 5. What are your top 5 Slimming World meals, breakfasts, lunches and dinners? Which is a brilliant question, but I think that could be a whole video, so I will do that at some point. But I'll just do a couple of them now. So one of them was, what made you start vlogging? Now this is quite a long answer actually, because I never even knew vlogging was a thing, to be honest. I'm always a bit late to the party with things, but when we were in Fuerteventura in 2020, we were supposed to obviously come home in March like we normally do, but Spain closed their borders and we decided to stay for various different reasons. We ended up staying until the middle of July actually, so I was well happy. But for the first 7 weeks that we decided to stay the extra bit, so from March, I think it was mid-March, for 7 weeks we had a lockdown, which I know the UK's had lockdowns as well, but the Spanish lockdown was like you literally were not allowed out. There was army and police, and you know, you weren't allowed in the car, you were not allowed out apart from to buy food. And then you were only allowed to your nearest supermarket. So I had a lot of spare time on my hands. It was fine, I didn't mind it at all because we had a nice big roof terrace, so it was fine. But anyway, I started by, I used to get into like this little routine, and whilst I was cooking the dinner I used to put YouTube on to listen to music. And that's all I'd really ever used YouTube for, to be honest, or occasionally looking up, like, if I needed some help with something I was sewing, I wasn't sure how to do it, I'd look up, you know, how do I sew, blah, blah, blah. But generally, I didn't know vlogging was even a thing. So I'd be cooking the dinner and I'd have YouTube on with music just to kind of, you know, a bit of background. And for some reason, I think, I can't remember what I was cooking, but I decided that I couldn't quite remember what I was doing and I needed a recipe. And I was going to go onto Google and look up the recipe, which is what I would normally do. But I suddenly thought, I wonder if YouTube's got any recipes. And I typed in whatever it was I was making and then Slimming World, because I was trying to, you know, follow Slimming World as much as I could. And the recipe came up, but it was, I think it might have been Tracy Mouse or one of the Slimming World vloggers came up with this recipe, and I was like, oh my god, you know, I just didn't know that that was a thing. So I watched it and I was quite mesmerised and thought, wow, you know. And then I used to watch her, and I used to watch Pick Up Limes and Simply Quinoa as well. I didn't know that there were loads of other Slimming World vloggers at the time. So that's how I sort of found out about vlogging. I know it's been going for ages, so like I say, I'm always a bit late to the party. And then I eventually found loads of other really good Slimming World vloggers and just general vloggers that are brilliant. And I will let you know which other... I can't speak now. I will let you know who else I watch on YouTube, because that is another question that I've got. Who are my favourite others? So again, I'll do that later. But so yeah, I carried on watching them, and then we came back here and I carried on watching them. And then in 2021, in January, when we would have normally gone away, of course the UK went into a lockdown, and I was really struggling at that point because obviously I was in a massive mood that I couldn't go away. I hadn't been in the UK for the winter for like 8 or 9 years, and I found it quite depressing. So instead of being in a massive mood, Martin and I made a little pact that we would go out for a walk every day that we should have been away, so for 3 months, regardless of the weather, and I wouldn't complain about it. And I did a little kind of challenge with myself on my Instagram, just with pictures. So every time we went for a walk, I took a picture. It was pretty boring, to be honest, because it was lockdown and, you know, you weren't supposed to go very far, and we didn't. We just walked around Kingswear, basically. And then that finished. So I think the lockdown was still on, but I'd finished my little challenge with myself. And all the time I'm still watching Tracy and all the other YouTube people. And then I decided to start doing Slimming World again. And I thought to myself, well, I wonder if I could make YouTube videos. And I thought, I haven't got any equipment. I don't have a clue how to do it in terms of actual YouTube. Although I used to be a teacher and I did teach basic IT. So I do have some skills in that department, and I actually love the creative side of it. So I was quite keen, and I just looked it up, and it's not that difficult. So that's, in a very long-winded way, why I started vlogging, and now I absolutely love it. It's helped me so much, and all your comments and, you know, the kind of friendships that I've made from it, it's absolutely brilliant. I really love it. Okay, next question. My favourite thing about Slimming World, I think my favourite thing is the support, you know, the going to group and knowing that everyone else is in the same boat as you. You know if you've had a bad week, people understand. I mean, I've got lovely friends who I can talk to about my struggles, but unless you've got or had a weight problem, you don't understand what it's like. I don't think, a couple of my friends are naturally very slim, and they basically seem to eat whatever they like, and don't put on any weight. So you know, I've heard one of them say before things like, well, just eat less and drink more water, and you know, trying to be kind, of course, but really, yeah, for me, that's my favourite thing. And I've made some really good friends from going to Slimming World group. So that's my favourite thing. This is my lunch today. I've got brown rice, which is free on Slimming World. I've got a portion of chilli, which I had for dinner yesterday, the same one, which is speed and free. And then I've got speedy salad and cucumber and 40 grams of reduced fat cheddar cheese to go over the top of it. Don't know if I need it all. Oh, there we go. I am trying, as I said yesterday, to have a couple of low sin days because my little snacks are creeping up. And yes, I've got nice little quite low sin snacks, but when you're having a few each day, it soon adds up. And whilst we were away, although I did feel well in control most of the time, I was creeping up to the 16, 17 sins every day. And I know for me, I need to stick to 15 or below to actually lose any weight. And when I was first doing Slimming World, not when I was first doing it because I've done it loads of times, but when I lost my big chunk of weight, which obviously I've kept off now for 4 years, I really concentrated on quite big filling meals and I didn't need to snack at all. So I'm trying to kind of channel that again this week and have nice big meals, interesting meals, things that I really enjoy, and trying to lay off the snacks. So I was pleased yesterday I managed 2 sins, and I'm going to try the same today and see how I get on. So I had quite a big lunch, as you saw, but it was all free and speed, so hopefully that'll keep me going until dinner time. And this is the dinner, all speed and free, and then my pudding was half a sin. So I'm really pleased with today, finishing on half. Thanks so much for watching.